In a world beset by wars, rising populism and AI-induced anxiety, how do designers continue to come up with new collections? Opening the 2026-27 Autumn-Winter Fashion Week, the French Fashion Institutes organised a show to showcase students' best work.
You will see that the show, somewhat contrary to what I thought, is very colorful, it's very lively. And that's one response to the doom and gloom, this extraordinarily heavy atmosphere. With this show, they wanted to demonstrate an act, I don't know if I can say an act of resistance, but in any case, an act of optimism, to show that fashion should show the world not as it is, but as we would like it to be, which is very different.
Yusra Yusufa works with brushed mohair wool, which she then combines with the plant fibre raffia as a tribute to her Malagasy heritage. For the looks in her Black Surveillance collection, she drew inspiration from the work of the North American feminist activist and author Simone Brown.
She speaks specifically about people of colour, black people, in a completely different way. What interested me was playing with this duality, the fact of being simultaneously victimised and perceived as being these rather threatening and intimidating figures, and just the way the media can misrepresent people of colour.
A number of students have used LIM, an AI tool provided by the LVMH fashion group.
It was really good to figure out how strong I wanted certain elements in the collection to be. So the collection, it plays on like a spectrum from soft to hard. So I could figure out the right kind of brutality for how to crush the shapes, because it was not supposed to be just like a sculpture in the end, but something that is mixed with an actual garment. And for that, it was really cool to visualize.
Away from the classroom, designers have been busy. Vincent Pressiat extols the virtues of voluptuous fabric and excess.
I feel the world is currently in something of a borderline phase. We're very much on the edge of many things. With this borderline theme, I wanted to bring something joyful to this world, which is, in a way, on the verge of collapse. At least that's how I see it. So I bring joy through performances and tango, which is pretty sensual.
Artificial intelligence, are you for or against?
No, at Pressiat we're not using AI. I feel that AI is in the process of kind of destroying the generation that's coming up now. A generation who, and I see this myself, hasn't got the same cognitive abilities. So it scares me a bit. I want to bring humans back together. I just want life to be a party.
Victor Weinsanto is also determined to have fun. His collection is called After Midnight.
I know that I can also be quite classical, but also at the same time very exuberant. And I can also be very shy. So it's sort of that side of me that you're going to feel in this show. I want those two sides to come through. One side that's very elegant, more dreamlike, more dance-like, charming. And then the second part that's much more sexy. That's exactly how I like it.
You don't work with artificial intelligence.
My label is about what it means to be human. It talks about the human relationships that we have with one another, but also between different types of savoir-faire, between artisans. I think AI should be thought of more as an extra little bonus.
For his 12th show, Alphonse Maitrepierre has come up with a collection named Crossroads, made from fully recycled materials.
Toute la thématique cette saison, c'était sur la lumière.
The whole theme of this season was about light and trying to achieve that kind of atmosphere, like when you're in the street and you're sort of in a state of bliss and you observe people. But from the vantage point of someone on the outside looking in, you're simply observing. You're in a deeply contemplative state.
Artificial intelligence or not?
It's like a very exciting box of paints, and the colors we don't know yet. And that's why I'll say both yes and no. Yes, if we do it well and we have the right, I want to say mindset, to embrace it with humanity, while remaining artists, and also remaining the masters of our own creations.
So as not to be devoured by it.
Yes, to not be devoured.
Each year, Paris's Museum of Decorative Arts gives carte blanche to a young designer. This season, Alain Paul has taken a deep dive into the finery and constraints of the 18th century.
I don't know if you noticed, but there were outfits that were in garment bags, so that you could keep them protected, take care of them. It was quite exceptional. So Répertoire came about because I started studying the museum's archives from the 18th century to the 1990s, and I drew a parallel with the repertoire of dance from classical to contemporary, and how the two run parallel and are incredibly interesting when looked at together. What I took away from the 18th century, for example, was the panier that distorted the body. We also re-examined the idea of restrictive dresses made of supple material, so the body ultimately moves but appears constrained. Really, it's the idea of this contrast between movement and a body that's constrained.
And without artificial intelligence?
Absolutely not.
Human-made.
Fashion is still a place where designers can conjure a world not as it is, but as it might be, with or without AI.